What's up, people? It's been a minute since I made a video, but in this video, I want to talk about depreciation of your vehicles and go into the depreciation rate. A lot of people hit me up on Messenger like, why don't you talk about how your vehicle depreciate or how many miles? So I'm gonna go into the miles, depreciation rate versus what you're making, all that good stuff. By the way, it had been extremely busy. I'm on track to beat my best month, which is last month. Take a look at this. As you can see, January and February was extremely slow. Really put me in the hole those couple of months. And as you can see in March, I kind of made a rebound. In March, I did a total of $27.95. Slightly off where I want to be at monthly with 4 vehicles. I want to be at a little over 4,000 before I start to maybe expand. But as you can see, this month, I'm on pace to blow out what I did last month because we roughly got, 2 weeks left in the month, and I'm currently at 25, 27. So I would see last month. So this month is going to be the best month I've had. And this is the month that's kind of going to show me the trend of what's to come in the future, the next few months through the busy season. So I'm really, really excited. As you can see, I am still maintaining as an all-star host with a perfect score in each category: response rate, acceptance rate, commitment rate, 5-star ratings. And I am at a total of 107 trips in 8 months. So let's see how many we can get next few months. All right, so let's dive into what this video is really about. How many miles each vehicle is accruing on a monthly basis, and what is the depreciation of each vehicle on a monthly basis, and how much have my vehicles decreased, and how many miles has it increased since I started August the 1st of last year. Now, before I start, let me start off by saying this. This is the way I chose to approach my metrics. There are dozens of ways to approach it. I know there's a lot of experts out there, a lot of Turo hosts. Matter of fact, drop in the comments how you calculate yours. But this is the one I chose to use. Anytime we can help anybody else out that's watching the video, that's awesome. But the metric I chose to use is I use one which is the government standard. And for the government standard, from January to June, the rate per mile of depreciation is 0.585. From June to December, it is 0.625. So I just took the average of the two, and the average of the two is 0.605, which is roughly 61 cents per mile is your depreciation rate. So I have 4 vehicles that I run on the platform. So I'm going to talk about each one and tell you how many miles I've accrued since I started this and the amount of depreciation. So let's talk about vehicle number 1. Vehicle number 1, I got August the 1st. I put them on the platform immediately once I purchased them. So August the 1st for vehicle number 1, when I purchased the vehicle, it had 50,602 miles. As of the end of last month, the end of March, it had 69,899 miles. So from August the 1st into the end of March, it has been driven 19,297 miles. And take in mind, many of these was the slow season. The next 4 or 5 months is busy season, so I could easily see another 35, 40,000 miles on each vehicle. That's why it's important to have an exit strategy for each vehicle. My exit strategy is whichever one comes first. A year and a half on the platform, or right side up on what I owe on the vehicle. Trade it in, get a new vehicle, add it to the platform, keep your fleet fresh. depreciation. So for 8 months, my vehicle has depreciated a total of $11,674.68. And of course, the depreciation rate is way more than even the gross amount of funds that I've been bringing in for each month. So that's an average depreciation of $1,460 a month for vehicle number one. It's a lot, as you can see. But let's see how the next few months go along. Okay, vehicle number two. I got it August the 14th, roughly 2 weeks after I got my first vehicle. Vehicle number two, when I purchased it, it had 65,793 miles. As of the end of last month, it had 84,650 miles. So it has been driven 18,857 miles as of the end of last month. So that'll be 8 months. That is a average of 2,357 miles a month. And this is on the low end of the spectrum. Keep that in mind. So my depreciation in vehicle number two was a total of $11,409. That's an average depreciation of $1,426 a month. Let's talk about vehicle number three. Vehicle number three, I got it at almost the end of September, like September 20th, something like that. So it's been on the platform for 7 months. So vehicle number three, when I purchased it, although it's an older vehicle than the first two, it had less miles. It was a really good deal. When I purchased the vehicle, it had 12,877 miles. As of the end of last month, it had 26,256 miles. So it has been driven a total of 13,379 miles. And that's an average of 1,911 miles a month. The depreciation on that vehicle in 7 months is $8,094.30. So let's talk about vehicle number four. The vehicle number four is kind of different. I actually just put it on the platform in this month, at the beginning of this month, because I see that it's getting busier. I was using it for like gig apps like DoorDash, Deliver That, whatnot. But I'm finna get away from that. I'm going back into management. That's gonna be a whole nother video of how I'm gonna run these vehicles and not lose any pace and have my system set up to perfection while these vehicles stay on the road. But I'm going back into management, and so I put vehicle number four on the platform. Now, vehicle number four was actually the newest vehicle I bought. This is 2022 Toyota Corolla. When I purchased it, it only had 3,569 miles on it. Now, this is gig app miles mostly. It's only had one trip so far this month because I priced it high because I'm still gigging with it most of the time. I figure it'll be worth my while if somebody do get it. So this is pretty much gig apps. So vehicle number four, gig apps, what you're going to see is the miles accumulate much, much faster than on Turo because you're driving way more miles. So when I purchased the vehicle, it had 3,560 miles. As of the end of last month, it had 15,070 miles. So it has been driven a total of 11,500 miles as of the end of last month. And I purchased this vehicle in January. So that's an average of 3,833 miles a month, which is over 1,000 miles more than all three of the other vehicles that's on Turo doing gig apps. So it'll be interesting to see how many miles accumulate on this once I completely drop the price down to a reasonable rate and let it really flow on Turo after I start back in the management. So I have had a depreciation amount of $6,958.11 on vehicle number 4. Wow. And that's just since January. So as you can see, these miles accumulate fast. Have an exit strategy for all those that's getting into Turo. I've learned a lot in my 8.5 months of being in it. Have a exit strategy. And try your best if you're financing the vehicles not to have late payments and to stay current. Plan for the slower months. Like January and February was rough. I had an awesome December. So during your good month, plan for your bad months. Keep your little cushion. And also keep in mind, the more miles that these vehicles get driven, it's the more maintenance. Tires, oil change, tune-ups, all of that stuff come into play. One thing I've started doing with the mileage, because it's irritating to anybody when that maintenance required light come on. And, it's been times where I've just got an oil change and it went on a couple of long trips and come back. Now the maintenance light on like it need an oil change again. Go to YouTube, find out how to reset it, because I'm going to go more off the date versus the mile, like every 3 months versus every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on what type of oil you use. So I'm going off the date. Whenever that maintenance light come on, I'm going to reset it until it's actually time, because those are highway miles, until it's actually time to do an oil change. Man, I hope this video help out a lot of people that thinking about getting into Turo. A lot of people that are killing it. It can be done. You just got to be methodical. You got to plan. You got to get your vehicle smart. You got to handle your money smart. So I'm 8.5 months in. Follow me, subscribe. Follow my journey. Like I'm coming up on the